Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Ghetto, and keep going on less process for children of Israel who really love rights around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of we gotta bust down Babylon walls, preparing the way, preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime, fight down. Me say Rastafari, war and cry, and do that righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jah, we love Jah, Rastafari, we love Jah, Rastafari, save all. away again. Listen.
Yeah.
Just as I say, watch your man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down, war and fight. Fight down, war and fight. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Good evening and welcome to Leading from Behind, a favorite place where the opposition leader seemed to be leading us from tonight again. And we're not one bit. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening. Well, but our sentiments still remains the same. Let me address something that someone says on my Facebook today. Miss Dorothy Quest Buchanan, the wife of the late former MP Donald Buchanan. I am not a PNP. I see you all have a belief that our platform, which costs us money to operate, it's not cheap. It's 35 pounds per month to use StreamYard. It's 125 pounds per year to use Canva. Nothing is cheap or free in broadcasting. So when we're out here broadcasting, people like me, let me speak for myself, when I'm out here broadcasting, it is in the interest of knowledge and justice. Now, Miss Quest Buchanan said on my page today, Mr. Golden is the leader or whatever for Arnett Garden football team. What you want him to do? Stay silent, kiss my teeth. Miss Buchanan. It is sad that such a political stalwart of Dorothy Buchanan, a mother of sons, can ignore the issue at hand and seeking political mileage from Mark Golden, which I find distasteful. Because what I see the People's National Party supporters asking us in broadcast land to do is to have undying loyalty to the People's National Party. There are vloggers that does that, Miss Quest, not journalists. Vloggers do that, not journalists. That's not what we are here for. Uno have an internal galangin. And uno stick to uno internal war, Miss Quest Buchanan. Because it's the same internal fraction, in the pay. May I call them out? Miss Quest Buchanan, you remember the other day, in the just gone general election, a stalwart of Southwest St. Elizabeth, a campaigner for Southwest St. Elizabeth, a worker for the Southwest St. Elizabeth seat, Miss Buchanan, someone who's influential in Southwest St. Elizabeth, Miss Buchanan, for whatever differences there last year, you refused to work with Miranda Wellington. And because of your disgruntledness, Miss Quest Buchanan, you went and you campaigned for Dr. Campbell in Westmoreland. Something which Southwest St. Elizabeth, PNP, was in shock and awe about, Miss Buchanan, because they were convinced you could have helped Miranda to win the seat. Don't you know if because the seat was taken from your son acrimoniously, Miss Buchanan? But my job is not to come out here and one Marky G, Marky G have integrity. That's not my problem with Mark Golden. I've never spoken of integrity when it comes. My problem with Mark Golden is feckless leadership. If any of you out there cannot recognize it, it's woeful. And with Mark Golden, you're all doing a disservice to the country. A country that has been hijacked and taken over by crooks and thieves. And you still want us to conjure up to Mark Golden, who is having selective outrage. Now, Miss Buchanan, as a mother, what would be the problem if Mark Golden came out when the police shot Jamar Ferguson? A story that was widely circulated. CVM did an investigation which brought light to the killing in Jamar Ferguson's house. Mark Golden could have called for Indicom to do a thorough investigation then. When all of us were calling on Mark Golden is still silent about the issue. Now Miss Quest and the rest of the PNP them is saying to it, no say Mr. Anderson, a man of class and caliber, and him have a history with the leader of the opposition. That's what I'm getting, words. It is what I am getting, though. Because Mark Golden and him connected to the... And all of that, then Mark Golden cannot stay quiet. So a life canon, networking, based on humanity. It is not based on justice, is it, Miss Quest Buchanan? Otherwise, PMP would call out Mark Golden for his active outrage. Mentioned the 3-year-old baby, 4-year-old in Granville. Did you hear Mark Golden behind him? For those of you loyal PNP, what thing to say, it's our job, bloggers, to become opposition. Why we never support on a party if you come in a government? Why on an internal division stop on from supporting the party to come into government? It is that same disservice, that same internal fighting, that same classism. It keep on out of power the other day. When you come so close to it, but yet still so far. Now, let's turn back to Mark Golden on this morning. Indeed, Mr. Anderson was shot by the police. That, though, does not change the sentiment of our argument. The issue is, why is it that Mark Golden recognizes Mr. Anderson, but not any of the other victims killed by police or by assailant? You don't see that as hypocrisy? You don't see that as hypocrisy. In a case like Jamar Ferguson, where evidence is presented to us based on CVM investigation to say that something unlawful happened in that house when Jamar Ferguson was murdered. You don't think Mr. Golden could have called for a thorough investigation then? Or Jamar Ferguson or somebody, or Jamar Ferguson or somebody picking it? You must all be able to identify selective outrage, hypocrisy, and classism. The reason why you cannot recognize those behavior, you see Mark Golden above your class. You see Mark Golden and his friends above your class. Mr. Lucien Anderson is worthy of the attention of the opposition leader, not a 3 or 4-year-old baby or a 23-year-old young man. Make it make sense. Or in a normal world, if it was Andrew, we don't now criticize Andrew for the selective outrage. Where them have outrage over Commodore, them have outrage over Denham Town, but there was no outrage over Granville. They still have not recognized Jamar Ferguson's assassination. You know, see the hypocrisy? Let's go to an article with Mark Golden and the tax. When we say Mark Golden is leading from behind, we seriously say Mark Golden is leading from behind. No. Budget Parliament open from the 12th. After the 12th, they have their ceremonial. And I believe that then, the tax argument was set out, was it not? Mark Golden only come out today. Julian came out about 3 days ago. Mark Golden only come out today. When so much of us been out here on that very issue. That issue which affects a lot of Jamaicans at this moment. Something the government is imposing that a lot of Jamaicans won't be able to afford. But the opposition leader only come out this morning, come talk about it. A big issue like this, a major issue like this, these are the things that we want the opposition to be on their feet on matters like these. When Parliament tables such, before the end of the day, they would have the documentation of whatever present to them. So they can chew over what is to be chewed over. Within 24, 48 hours, they can come out and say something to it. But it's not like that. We've been having this problem from 2023, where no matter where we're going out a road, no matter how Mark Golden see the nation's view on a particular issue, Mark Golden will stay out 2-3 weeks and wait till we explore the issue before Mark Golden come out. If the PNP don't see it, this is a problem that is holding back the party. The media presence of the party is holding back the party. The one-off soundbite The one-off soundbite that the PNP come with now and again, it's not enough. You remember Mark Golden, I did which press conference, but it was a press conference after the general election. Mark Golden told us that they were going to speak to us more in press conferences because that's a way of getting their point across. How much press conference have you seen since then? Why is it the opposition, if it is them can't get to speak the way them speak in a parliament, what is stopping the opposition? The opposition that we pay, what is stopping them from having a weekly press conference on the major issues affecting the country? And PNP should be able to answer that, because those are some of the things that prevented you all from winning the general election when we tell you so no too backwards, we no good pan information, we no good pan media. The same problem persists. The same leading from behind with Mark Golden persists. Let's go to the article. Mark Golden only come out today, 11 days after we hear about the new tax them. And at this, they want people to praise as an opposition. You know how much could happen in 11 days? Hold on there. Hold on, let me line it up. Let me line it up. Oh, I didn't. Let me take this out and put this in. Hold on, let me alter my screen, peeps. What is going on? Bear with me, globalists. My screen is not functioning. Okay, should be working now.
Mark Golding challenges public health premise of sweetened beverage tax. Kingston, Jamaica. The proposed special consumption tax on sweetened beverages has ignited a lively debate, with opposition leader Mark Golding reportedly weighing in to challenge its underlying justifications. In a recent Facebook post, Golding indicated his intent to push back against claims that it's a public health measure, suggesting a critical stance on the tax's primary rationale. While the full context of Golding's statement is yet to be revealed, his declared aim to dispute the public health claims of the SCT opens up several avenues for critical discussion, often raised in debates surrounding such fiscal policies. Questioning public health efficacy. One of the primary concerns Golding might be highlighting is the actual effectiveness of a sugar tax as a public health intervention. Proponents often argue that taxing sweetened beverages will reduce consumption, thereby combating rising rates of obesity, diabetes, and other non-communicable diseases. However, critics, including some public health experts, often point to mixed results from similar taxes implemented globally. The argument often put forth is that while a tax might lead to a decrease in the purchase of specifically taxed beverages, consumers might simply shift their consumption to other untaxed sugary foods or high-calorie alternatives. This phenomenon, known as substitution effect, means the overall reduction in sugar intake or improvement in public health outcomes might not be as significant as anticipated, thereby questioning the tax's direct impact on health. The regressive burden on low-income households. Another significant point of contention, likely to be a concern for Golding, is the regressive nature of consumption taxes on essential or commonly consumed goods. Taxes on items like sweetened beverages disproportionately affect low-income households, who often spend a larger percentage of their disposable income on such products. Critics argue that this can exacerbate economic hardships for vulnerable populations, forcing them to pay more for items that might be among their more affordable indulgences. If the tax does not genuinely lead to healthier outcomes for these groups, but merely increases their cost of living, its equity and social justice implications become deeply problematic. Economic ramifications for industry. Golding's concerns might also extend to the potential economic impact on local industries. A significant increase in the price of sweetened beverages could lead to reduced sales, potentially impacting local manufacturers, distributors, and retailers. This could translate into revenue losses, job cuts, and stifled growth within a vital segment of the economy. Some economists also raise the prospect of consumers seeking untaxed alternatives or even engaging in cross-border shopping or informal market purchases, which could negate the tax's revenue-generating potential while still harming legitimate businesses. Revenue generation versus public health intent. Finally, Golding's challenge might stem from a suspicion that the SCT is, at its core, more about revenue generation for the government than a genuine, dedicated public health initiative. He might argue that if public health were the sole priority, a broader, more comprehensive strategy encompassing education, access to affordable healthy foods, and robust prevention programs would be more effective. The question of how the revenue generated from the tax would be utilized specifically, whether it would be ring-fenced for public health investments, often becomes central to this debate. If the funds are simply absorbed into the general treasury, it weakens the argument that the tax is primarily a health measure. Mark Golding's intervention signals a critical discussion ahead for the proposed SCT on sweetened beverages, moving beyond the simple narrative of public health to encompass broader economic, social, and policy considerations. As the debate unfolds, stakeholders will undoubtedly be watching for a more detailed articulation of his concerns.
Dr. Dawes also addressed the health concern issues that the government is advancing with this tax as well. I forgot to record it. I'll probably bring it tomorrow. This issue, though, at this point in our country, given the people who are being taxed or reeling from a devastation, the government, the leader of the opposition or the opposition party should have addressed the concerns. Them hear the people concerned from the day after. It take them 11 days, 9 to 11 days to come out. And then we must still clap and cheer them as doing good. They are the opposition. There's a crisis of escalation in police killing and brutality. The body-worn camera, we hear Oris Chang come out today. Oris Chang and the whole heap of gun. Oris Chang say, Jamaicans for justice. I'm going to make an eerie on yourself. And him and Lady Bella, my daughter. Over Lady Bella, my daughter, today. Him say, a blood money, JFJ, a survivor of a blood money.
They're living off blood money.
Jamaicans for justice, said the Minister of National Security. This is how these people want to force us and harangue us to either stick to the government side or stick to the opposition side. Because if we speak truth in this country, as I was told this morning, you're politically bisexual. Because nobody wants truth. Everybody wants to be coerced. Everybody wants to be protected. When we do that, where are we going as a country? And what are we teaching our children? Because we are the same people who complain about crime and corruption. When we call out the government or we call out the opposition, we don't get up in our feelings. We don't really get up in our feelings over the truth. But look at the state of the country. Look at where the country is going. Dr. Chang say, a blood money. I don't know, JFJ want them attack. And all of we question police brutality. We question the extrajudicial execution of Jamaica young men. We have enough evidence that the police are carrying out lawless killings, lawless and provoked killing. Put aside the hitman job that they're taking, as we see happen in St. Mary a couple days ago. But when the Minister of National Security is saying to us, if we question police brutality, if we question the extrajudicial execution of Jamaica young men, we are criminals. We're on the side of the criminals and we're benefiting from blood money. Ooh, the la, the la, the cha la la la. Now, this is coming from the Minister of National Security, who ought to be shot, who ought to be hanged publicly in St. James Square. Because this same Minister of National Security brings most of the illegal guns into our country. This Minister of National Security is responsible for most of the shootings in our country, whether they be by gangsters or the security services. This same criminal, Dr. Horace Chang, the leader of the Stone Crusher gang, an illegal weapons importer, Dr. Chang, who brings container of guns into our country, distribute them, Dr. Chang, in young men's hands. Those same young men, Dr. Chang, you turn around and turn the bullets at, have the nerve to say Jamaican for Justice is living off blood money. If Jamaican for Justice is living off blood money, Dr. Chang, what would you say of the government? What would you say of the ministry that you run, Dr. Chang? Where you arm the Stone Crusher gang better than you arm your own police, them, Dr. Chang. And Horace Chang, the murderer, the criminal, the body snatcher, the organ harvester Chang. Come out here and come tell we say Jamaicans for Justice a survivor for blood money. You see why we need to cut the head of Dr. Chang off? Cut this head of the snake off.
They're living off blood money. Dr. Chang?
Yes, yes.
What do you mean when you say they are living off blood money? Explain.
Because when they go out and undermine the police and innocent Jamaicans are killed, they get more support. That the police seem to reduce the activity. This kind of thing must stop.
So you're saying...
We're at 62, Jamaica had a 62 per 100,000 murder rate. The United Nations had 34 years civil war. We have brought it down to levels which is tolerable. I live in a country which was tough. I had fathers who would cry because their daughters could take late night work. And if they do so, they have to find some convenience in...
Beg your pardon. This fucking idiot. This is the reason for our country the way it is. Because when an asshole is unable to string two sentences properly together and then becomes the Minister of National Security and the Deputy Prime Minister for our country, a man who cannot travel, a man who the US remove his visa for crimes, have the fucking nerve. The major crime producer, I want cuss bad one tonight. The major crime producer in our country. So we were asked for accountability and live off of blood money. How could you jankro? Dog shit. Pedophile Chang. How could you murderer?
out of the community to stay.
Let me get you clearly. You're saying that entities like JFG, and you've mentioned them by name 4 times in the interview so far, that they live off blood money because their criticism of the police increases funding to them, and you believe that that's what they're doing. Just to get you clear.
I think so. It doesn't happen. They have never shown an interest in supporting the police in their effort. So when you get a mass shooting, which happens in the United States with 600,000 all over, you don't hear anybody saying, all right, this is intolerable. Give police evidence. In fact, we'll work, give us the evidence so we track this case to see if the police operates unprofessionally in finding them. No, that doesn't matter. Innocent Jamaicans dying is not a problem. The fact is that the police go out with cameras. No. Bear in mind the other side, the policemen go out. Last year in St. James, they solved 100% murders. They don't have cameras at the scene. They go out and investigate, find the forensic evidence, pursue intensely activities in the community to find the human evidence, etc. Indicom has quality investigators, but we don't accept that unless Indicom says that there's a extrajudicial killing. It's a philosophy which is designed to undermine the confidence of our young police officers. And I say,
Horace Chang said, the extrajudicial killing argument is just to undermine the confidence of our young police officers. Motherfucker. Even though I didn't understand a fuck what you just said, have you seen the behavior of those little bastards that you send out on the street? Those little gangsters, those little animals and criminals, Dr. Chang, that you send out on the street. Have you ever seen the videos circulating? Anyway, let's listen to the article we did so Dr. Chang can understand the importance of the body-worn cameras that we're speaking of. And if it is Dr. Chang, we're going to pull down the police because of that. We're going to pull them down. Let me say this, Dr. Chang. The police is well known as Jamaica's most corrupt agent. The police, Dr. Chang, we have enough evidence of the police involved in all the crimes when I walk and shoot down people picnic for, Dr. Chang. The government and the police is involved in the same crime. Sometimes, Dr. Chang, it's the government and the police and the business, not sometime, all the time, are on fund these crimes. Like you, Dr. Chang, who can take a whole container of AK-47s and disperse in flanker. Let Dr. Chang understand the reason for body-worn cameras.
The Silent Lens, unpacking the rise in JCF fatalities amidst the body camera void. Kingston, Jamaica. A disturbing trend has emerged from the streets of Jamaica, painting a grim picture of escalating fatalities involving the Jamaica Constabulary Force. With a staggering 76% increase in fatal police shootings in 2025 compared to the previous year, and the early months of 2026 indicating an even sharper ascent, the nation is grappling with a crisis of public trust and accountability. This alarming rise is magnified by a persistent and critical oversight, the glaring absence of body-worn cameras on the majority of officers involved in these deadly encounters. Human rights organizations, such as Stand Up for Jamaica, have been vocal in their condemnation, highlighting the devastating impact these incidents have on families and the broader community. The repeated promises of BWC implementation, stretching back to 2014, have largely remained unfulfilled, leaving a void where transparency and objective evidence should be. The lack of widespread and mandatory BWC use raises profound questions that strike at the heart of justice and public safety. Accountability in the dark. Without the impartial eye of a body camera, the ability to conduct thorough and objective investigations into fatal police shootings is severely hampered. It becomes a case of conflicting narratives, making it challenging to verify police accounts or expose potential misconduct. This opacity inevitably fuels public skepticism and erodes faith in the justice system. A shield for all. Body-worn cameras are not merely a tool for scrutinizing law enforcement, they also serve as a crucial layer of protection for officers. Unbiased footage can unequivocally support officers' claims when faced with false accusations, demonstrating the legality and necessity of their actions. Conversely, it provides undeniable evidence in instances where excessive force is alleged, ensuring proper oversight and adherence to established protocols. The deterrent effect. International studies have consistently shown that the presence of body-worn cameras can lead to a reduction in both instances of excessive force by officers and complaints against them. The knowledge that interactions are being recorded often encourages more measured behavior from both law enforcement and civilians, potentially de-escalating confrontational situations before they turn deadly. Evidence and evolution. Beyond accountability, BWC footage offers invaluable evidentiary material for criminal prosecutions and internal administrative reviews. It can strengthen cases, provide critical details for reconstructing events, and serve as a powerful training tool for new recruits and a continuous assessment mechanism for seasoned officers. While the financial implications of procuring, storing, and maintaining body-worn cameras are often cited as a barrier, critics argue that the long-term societal costs of a lack of trust, unchecked power, and unresolved fatalities far outweigh these expenses. The continued absence of BWCs in the face of a rising tide of police-involved killings not only undermines efforts to foster transparency, but also casts a long shadow over the pursuit of justice within the Jamaican community. The call for accountability is growing louder. The question remains, how much longer can the JCF operate without the silent, impartial witness that body-worn cameras provide?
Dr. Chang said, Jamaican for justice is surviving off blood money. This is dangerous coming from the government, because what the government is saying to us, for whatever reason, we must accept the police argument at all costs. We mustn't question the police. We mustn't try to deter young police from carrying out the excessive violence against us. But then again, who do we have in the opposition to really speak up? Because when the government come out and continue to demonize us, who are calling for accountability, who are calling for transparency, who are seeing the conflicting evidence from the communities and the police, who have seen the evidence of Jamar Ferguson, who have seen the evidence of Romario. These evidence are widely available to the public, that these were summary execution. No, you don't hear at no point Chang, now Oldness, talk about the involvement of security service with these same gangsters where them a shoot down. These police and soldiers will sell bullets to gangsters. All them there's something to Dr. Chang. Because it's the same police, them Dr. Chang, them a produce the crime and them a fight the same crime where them produce. Make it make sense, no? Make it make sense that the same people them will produce the crime a fight against the crime. What a cycle, Dr. Chang. To top it off with a Minister of National Security, which is supplying the guns to the underworld minister. And a murderer like Horace Chang have the nerve to come out here and say JFJ living off blood money. What is this government living off, Horace Chang? This government is living off blood money and drugs money. Remember, say, just up where the drugs finding out no head office up a CTAC, Horace Chang. You police them left, right, and center every ton we book them up in a crime. The question is, when is the authorities going to turn the gun at the criminal police? When will the security forces turn their gun at their criminal partners, at their criminal colleague? Because all I know we have no colleague them in a crime. You don't know, you know. Because police and them crime, them feel untouchable. Me hear one young man sent to the bed where they call for audit for all police at Black River Station to find out if the life where them a live, it is in line with them salary. The big car where them a drive, the life where them a live, it is in line with them salary. So when you now come out, come call children them criminal, Horace Chang, remember who create those criminal in our children. Horace Chang, remember who create those criminal in our children. Murderer. But what the people of Jamaica want? What the people of Jamaica want, you know? Because they saw, before them vote back for nowhere, them see where it was going. And them still decide, say, make we go over the cliff with them. But we're not going to stay silent. The opposition can stay silent as long as they want. Because if Lucien Anderson rather, if it plays on Mark Golden's conscience that I should say something, Mark Golden should be ashamed of himself this evening. This evening, Mark Golden, the leader of the opposition, should be ashamed of himself with his selective memory and his selective outrage, his classism, and his networking compatriots. If you're not that, Mark Golden couldn't care what happens to you. He couldn't care. Because I'm sure we come out upon a lot of shooting before Mr. Anderson, Mark Golden. We out here, we come out on many extrajudicial or suspected extrajudicial killing. And at the first we're here, you Mark Golden. Mark Golden at the first we're here you for a particular reason. Because it's somebody in a your clique. Or somebody in a your clique. And Miss Buchanan had the nerve to come tell me, why should he stay silent? He's the chairman. He's the chairman for Arnett Garden Football. That's where I reach now. Dorothy Buchanan. That's where I reach. Them kick football together. Them in the same football club. Dorothy Buchanan. Dorothy Quest Buchanan. Mark Golden and Lucien Thomas in the same football club. So Mark Golden cannot stay silent. You see how sad it is, Jamaica? You see how sad it is that your football pal is more important than your Jamaican pal? Because this is what I'm getting from what they're saying. Mark Golden can't stay silent on this. It is very shameful. Very disgraceful of a PNP. Mark Golden show him hand. Mark Golden shows that him no way better or different from them. He is the same trickster. The same type of trickster. Because if it is that he can come out upon an associate who has been murdered by the police, what about our children, Mark Golden? So Mark Golden is only leader of the opposition, the closest and dearest. Jamaica, is that what we're meant to be understanding? That if you're not in Mark Golden clique, Mark Golden will watch the government run over you in silence? And you think that's good politics? Or no things that me flip-floppy when me address the issues on both sides of the coin? I maintain Andrew Holness may be a thief unlike we've had before. Andrew Holness, though, or the Andrew Holness regime, and never them alone mash up our country. Then just mash it up worse. Neither PNP nor Labour has not developed our country to our benefit. Because when me and Ono there grow up, we of the older generation, the amount where Jamaica did own Jamaica not own it now. The farming where Jamaica did do Jamaica not have it now. The factory them where Jamaica did have Jamaica not have them now. Don't even talk about fishing and agriculture industry. We're completely destroyed. But we must just balance up and protect PNP and protect labor rights. Neither PNP nor labor rights still not deliver upon light, road and water yet. Neither PNP nor labor rights never upkeep with school, with police station, and with hospital them. Them never just fall apart so under Andrew Holness in a 10 years. No, it did not. Andrew Holness, feckless leadership, helped them to deteriorate more. When if I go on Charmaine Platt, me sit down in my living room. Can you say where you want me to go? Where would you like me to go, Charmaine? And why me fi go on? You can't just put one idiot, may bright somebody, ma'am. You can't just put an idiot comment in a me chat so we don't explain nothing. It just make you look fuller than me, like literally. It would be helpful. It would be helpful if you are disagreeing with me and you can state your disagreement. It would be helpful. Young DT, Wagwan, long time. It would be helpful in your disagreement if you can take the time to explain or articulate your disagreement. But Mangwan is not anything makes sense. So when you're not typing a people chat, try make it make sense. All right there? Otherwise, you make yourself look unlearned. But back to the point. Andrew Holness alone never mash up a country. And I'm not going to sell that narrative that Andrew Holness take Jamaica and mash it up. Andrew Holness get a half mash up Jamaica and just finish mash it up more. Cornwall Regional never mash up under Andrew watch. It been there from Fenton Ferguson, been ignored. It was been going down the hill from Fenton Ferguson, and it was ignored. The road them what we have, Andrew Holness only make them deteriorate. Him get them in a catastrophic situation as well. Them only deteriorate more under him. Such as with healthcare as well. It just deteriorate more under him. We never have spanking brand new glory. So we shouldn't sell that narrative. Like Andrew just come in and take our country and mash up. So our country was never built. They have always been chipping away at our country. So when PNP come here and go on, like I say, when PNP supporters come here and go on, like I say, the People's National Party is a rescue for Jamaica. In Michael Manley time, can you say that? No. It was in Michael Manley time. Could you say that in PJ Patterson's time? Could you say that in Portia Simpson's time? Because we've had a huge deterioration. Andrew have not done well, but Andrew never get a spranking brand new country. Him get it lopsided and him just make it fall off even more. That's the truth of it. PNP never deliver water to it, and Andrew Holness take it back. PNP never deliver light to it, and Andrew Holness take it back. They've always been promising us, and they have always failed to deliver. So to want people who pass Jamal to sit down and every day come out here. Let me say this. I'm not Colin Bell. I'm not Wayne Lonesome. I'm not Andre Stevens. I'm not Perry. Who are the other PNP vloggers? I'm not them. I'm not Chopper John. I'm not what the bullfrog girl the name. I'm not Chavi. I'm not this. I'm not that. I do not cater to parties and their narrative. I couldn't care less. Any party come with good policy that will enhance Jamaica, I will support it. Because it is about Jamaica. The PNP have good policies. Are they united to advance those policies is a question. Will they stay united to win a next general election is a question. What the PNP, PNP supporters ought to do is to deal with the disunity within the party from throat Portia till now. This is where our problem is. We can't continue PNP to blame Andrew Holness for what we fail. Because the PNP was never clean of scandals in our country. Andrew Holness may just serve way up more corruption than the others. Or maybe because so much of us are paying attention now, we can see more of what is going on. But please, don't come here and go on like say PNP is special and mustn't be criticized or be held to account. And also it works. We're not in a dictatorship. In a dictatorship, in a so-called democracy, we're allowed to have our own opinion. We're allowed to have dissenting views. And we're allowed to have supporting views. We're allowed to also be neutral. That's how the democracy works. But don't think to say, because one day we may support the PNP on a matter that I think is beneficial to our country. Don't think that when the PNP take the wrong turn and have forced the country over the cliff, or walk well left the country hanging as the PNP them is doing now, that we should still support them. What PNP do? The people come out here, come clap and cheer about. What is the People's National Party on their 28 seats? What are they doing that we should cheer them for or be proud of? PNP, you not tell me. What it is since the 3rd of September, what it is that the People's National Party has done that you are proud of, or that you can say, that's a good look, or that's a good start. Name it. Name it, PNP supporters. What has the People's National Party done? What that is promising to you? You all are hypocrites. You all want us to protect the People's National Party so then just get back in a power and start with freedom corruption. That's all, you know. It's not about saving the country or getting rid of those who are destroying the country. Them just want to come in a power, come thief as well. The PNP is littered with scandal. Remember, if I never Portia help, Portia probably would end up on traffic guru child now. So don't go on like say, when people talk, them fi sweep it under the rug, and then every day we fi dig out Andrew's skeleton and throw them up in the air. And I saw it go. Otherwise, we become just like Cliff Hughes. We become like Chopper John. We become like Wayne Lonesome. We become like these people who cater for their party. I think it's about time now. I'm out here since 2003, October. And this is why you know people go through the education system, but them not learn nothing. Because by now, PNP, stupid or not, should understand I am not a loyalist to a party. I'm a loyalist to my country. Me know say for most of no PNP and labor right, you don't live in a country. You live in a labor right community and PNP community. My world is bigger than a community. My world, the world that I live in, labor right and PNP, it's bigger than the community wanna live in. And I cannot play that tribal community politics where you no stand up for nothing that benefit you. Everything you stand up for is what benefit your favorite political class. And to top it off, you're also stupid that when people are advocating for better food, you come to them page with the rubbish and want loyal support for uno idiot them on a feckless lump of a plod, the slouchy snail of Mark Golden. When Mark Golden I go crawl and catch up, PNP. When Mark Golden is going to crawl and catch up, don't you all sorry for our country? Because the two set of idiots, you know, the two set of idiots are wrapped up in their self-aggrandizement and their party nonsense. You ever wonder why Jamaica is deteriorating? You ever wonder why Andrew Holness turning back on we in a Melissa? You ever wonder why Golden them just allow Andrew to take down the country just so? You ever wonder why Golden them hand over the country to one family? Because they now have the opportunity to do something and they refuse to do it. And we say Andrew Holness played the same games at them in the past. But Mark Golden and his bunch of idiots are so classy that they have to play the classy upper class politics. They are being paid wealthily. They have been given substantial pay rise. You, the nurse, the teacher, the doctor, the public sector workers, hungry still a killer no. We the igglers, they mash up even with little livelihood. Ask Black River people. Ask Westmoreland people. The opposition mouth slam shut. Slam shut. The opposition. Why you people think everything the host say viewers have to agree? I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm asking you to explain your disagreement, Charmaine. I'm asking you to explain your disagreement. I may ask you to put forward your counter argument to what I'm saying. Me never ask if you agree with me. May I ask if you hold your party to account. May I ask if you do things in the interest of Jamaica rather than in the interest of PNP. And tell me what I've said that you disagree with. And tell me what I've said that is a lie. Tell me what I've said that you disagree with. And tell me what I've said that is a lie. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of protecting rich Mark Golden, where I get the whole heap of contract from Andrew Holness. Mark Golden with Andrew Holness in a 2020, a late 2024 or early 2025, a late 2024. Andrew Holness, the foreign, a lobby for investors, for proven where Mark Golden own, proven where Mark Golden have property development in the Caribbean and he now develop cheap property for own a PMP. Like seriously. And I don't want people to talk about them something there. How much contract Mark Golden I get from this government? And that enough to go find out. Go and find out why Mark Golden so silent. Or when Andrew take up the whole country and I run off with it. Ask Mark Golden why he is so silent. The PNP will never bounce back until we deal with the internal issues. Because all of them come out, we're still divided. The division stop on from win the election we're there. And see another division about to start as well. Because I'm sure if you have a good listening ears, you know, so what Damien said was very divisive. So make we criticize PNP. Let us criticize PNP. Let us talk the truth and let us call them out. And not turn into what Charmaine want with it turn into, because if me did out here jag Andrew Holness tonight, she wouldn't have a problem. But when you call out them leader Mark Golden, them run to the rescue. Mark Golden, when you see Mark Golden run to Jamaica people rescue. When you see Mark Golden run to Jamaica people rescue, him just make Andrew do whatever him want in our country. Mark Golden don't deploy anything strategic to be a buttress against Andrew. When Mark Golden do feel like talk, or when the issue burn off and die over and done. On a PNP though, feel comfortably going through another 5 years with Andrew and a silence opposition. And then what on a PNP I do? On sit down and wait for we vloggers or journalists to beat Andrew into submission phone, because the 14 extra seat we want to get with the PNP. It wasn't because PNP worked for it. It was the vloggers home and abroad who work hard to make PNP gain extra seat. It wasn't what PNP did on the ground. It wasn't because people say PNP rejuvenate them, gravitate to him. There was a set of vloggers who stay upon this story for about 2-3 years, beating down labor right, exposing labor right, all when Mark Golden and the PNP silent. A week here Mark Golden and the team to 28, not Mark Golden and him team. Not Mark Golden and him team. Us in media land. Because if it was for the PNP alone, they would have still remained at 14 seats. If it was for the PNP alone, the narrative of Andrew Holness would have even made Westmoreland PNP vote back for Andrew Holness. Because the PNP did fuck all to win the election. Mark Golden wasted 3 good years or more doing nothing. Everybody, this is one always come to a platform and say, Mark Golden, them are going to come with something, man. Them are going to come when them are going to come with it, and what it is, them are going to come with. One of the things Ono used to say to with vloggers, don't criticize Mark Golden to make Andrew no way and a lie. That what you say is lie. You have to tell me where I lie. Me I talk a lot of things. Jesus Christ, Charmaine. What is it that I said that is a lie? You have to pinpoint what is a lie. All right, everything what me I say is a lie. Talk what is a lie. Are you saying it's a lie that Mark Golden, when me say Mark Golden, them never worked to win the election? Where were you from 2023 till 2025? Charmaine, where were you? When you see Mark Golden, them come out here can do. So we have vloggers put Mark Golden them back on them up. Have vloggers hold Andrew Holness and dry him every day, exposing corruption and everything. What did see Mark Golden a do? What did see the PNP them a do? If the PNP them did work as hard as we, PNP would have in a government today. If the PNP them work as hard as we in a media land, them would have in a power today. But the PNP thing to say, the PNP thing to say, and the corruption alone was going to carry them across. And corruption against Andrew Holness was going to take PNP across the finishing line. PNP now waste of time and waste of space. Una waste years of with time. Una waste years of with time. Fighting for no win. Una never win. But the fight make una get 100% rise in numbers. We have not seen the benefit of that rise. Angela Brownberg come out here with her water remote. Come tell we in a September, before September 18 when Parliament open, they will not support Juliet Holness. And when Angela swear in, Angela couldn't let go off of Juliet Holness' hand. The PNP can refuse to sit in Parliament with them until them remove Juliet. The PNP refused to do it. The PNP can refuse to support the government legislative agenda until them remove Juliet, which means Andrew Holness wouldn't get any legislation through Parliament. Una no see the hypocrisy when Mark Golden a play. Una probably would have want to say Andrew Holness had a hypocrite then what he did to Portia Simpson. It's called politics. It is called politics. You use what you have to your advantage. Ask the stupid ass Mark Golden and his team, what are they using to their political advantage? A bunch of dunce, snails, and slow crawlers. Thank you all for being here tonight on another rant. Don't expect any better from the PNP anyway. You know, PNP are old people, and old people are set in their ways. They're hard to deal with changes. But is the PNP, is a big question that we ought to be asking now. Is the People's National Party a viable opposition for the most crooked regime we've ever had in our country? PNP, you all need to answer that. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support, as always. And tell the PNP we'd never be on their side for useless reason. If you don't want to be on our side, you have to play the game well. Play the people's game, PNP. That's why people is the first word in our party acronym. People. Do you still have the people at heart, though, PNP? Is your job still about the people? Is the PNP still serving the people? PNP, want to ask yourself that question. Are you getting your money's worth of 25 point something another million that Mark Golden, the rich Mark Golden, is receiving? Are you getting your money's worth? Thank you. And good night from Global TV. Oh, I forgot to say, another of the Epstein pedophile was arrested today, the Lord Mandelson. But we take no comfort in the arrest of Lord Mandelson or Prince Andrew. Reason being, what they have been arrested for, what they are under investigation for, is family business. What we want, though, is for them to be investigated or brought and trafficking and abuse charges. That's what we are concerned about. Not that they sell state secret or business trade secret to Epstein. That's not our business. That's a family issue between the palace, the government, their prince, and their political stalwart, Mandelson. Our job, though, is to find out how much child was trafficked to Andrew, how much child Andrew abused. And that's something that we want to know. So don't come Britain, I try to pull wool over our eye like this is, of course, it's the consequences of the Epstein file. What we're interested in is the child abuse, not in trade secret or government secret. That's nothing to do with us. That's family business. We want to know about what children they want to abuse, traffic, rape, and kidnap. British monarchy and the American state. And that we want to know about. Anyway, globalists, see you all in the morning. Have yourself a wonderful evening.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So that's why I say watch your man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for jumping. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, Nixon Rastafari. War and crime and do the righteousness. And we love and we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I say, watch your man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we are penalized. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for Rastafari. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, and we love Jah, me love Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, me love Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.